Hi everyone, welcome back to our channel. It's me, Eric. I'm one of the education specialists for Eastern Banks Learning and Life Center, and I'm back here in the greenhouse, and we're going to do a few tasks today that we need to do before this freeze comes tonight and tomorrow. So before we get into it, make sure that you subscribe, like this video, comment, and please share this video with family and friends. Before you leave, don't forget to click the notification bell to be notified of when we drop new videos. And now let's get right into the video. Alright, so as you can see in front of me, we have a few of these black containers, seed start containers, and I'm going to start a lot of different seeds today. As you can see behind me, we have a whole table full of seeds that the students have already started. We have black creme tomatoes, cherry tomatoes, kitchen king green beans, we have dill, we have basil, we have calendula, we have cucumbers, 2 different varieties. We have kale, we have echinacea, we have zinnias. We have a lot of different plants and flowers growing right now, but I just wanted to come and get some more started because the next 3-4 weeks we have an event and we are going to be having a plant sale, so we need plants to be growing in order to sell them. So here I have San Marzano tomatoes, which are really good for canning, making your tomato sauces or your salsas. And then I have dinosaur kale. I also have some sugar snap peas, some butternut squash, and cantaloupe seeds that we've saved from previous plants. We're just gonna start off. Oh, I can't forget. We also have some little craft sticks for labeling. Sometimes I do forget to label the plants, so I don't want to confuse any of our staff or the students. So we're gonna get right into it. I'm gonna start off with our butternut squash seeds first because it feels like it looks like they're starting to go bad. And so I wanna use all of them up as much as I can. And for each of the varieties of plants that we have, I'm going to have 2 containers per packet of seed. So depending on how big the seed is, it may just be 1 seed per sale. Smaller seed, it'll be probably 2 to 3. So we're just going to take our seeds here and plant them. So what I'm doing here is just making a small hole about 1/4 inch deep in each cell of the container, and then I'm going to put in the butternut squash seed. Like I said earlier, depending on how big your seed is, that'll determine how many seeds you put in each cell. So for like a tomato seed, you could try to put 2, and for a butternut squash seed, you just want to put 1 because because squash seeds don't like their roots to be disturbed. So that means that we don't want to put more than just 1 seed in each cell. I've already finished the butternut squash and cantaloupe. I'm now on our super snappy snap peas. These seeds were seed from some snap peas, I believe about 2 years ago. And they've been in our little paper container. I've learned from gardening for the few years that I've been doing it that you need to plant your large seeds first because they germinate faster. And it just means that if the seed is larger, they have been able to store more nutrients inside of the seed from the plant. I'm gonna do one more container. I just want to be able to have a large harvest of snap peas. And also for the plant sale, I'm sure people like snap peas, so. And then instead of having snap peas, if you let the seed pod get larger, you can just take this peas out and have sweet peas instead of eating the whole shell. So we're just gonna make some more holes inside with my little popsicle stick. And then we're gonna plop in our seeds. Hopefully before the school year is over with, we'll be able to show students how to save seeds from a few of our plants that we have. I think in the garden we already have some collard greens going to seed, so hopefully those dry out soon and we'll be able to harvest some collard seeds from them as well. And so I'm just gonna here in the garden we've been discussing like the alternatives with peat moss. And how it takes years and years for the bogs where peat moss is harvested to replenish itself. So we're still using peat moss as of now, but we are slowly getting away from it in order to just, you know, be sustainable and to help the environment. So we'll be we are in the process of finding out what other moisture retaining alternatives that we have in our area, and we'll make sure to show you guys that process soon. So right now I'm just writing on the popsicle stick as a label to remind us what is growing in each of these containers so that we won't get confused. It's happened to me before where I planted something and I forgot what it was until it started to grow, and I was like, oh, that's a lettuce growing. So I want to make sure you label everything you start in the garden. Like I said in the beginning of this video, Marzano tomatoes are good for canning and making your sauces, like tomato sauces and salsas. And I will be trying to grow some of these in my own garden at home. But as far as the school garden, we are going to try to grow some of these this spring. There are a lot of vegetables that people eat on a constant, regular basis, like kale, lettuce, tomatoes, potatoes, mushrooms. So we want to be able to grow a lot of them so that people can grow it on their own, as well as eat it and not have to go to the grocery store all the time, so that they can save money, but also grow something on their own. It's really fun to grow things on your own, to see how you start off with one little seed and it grows into this huge giant plant. Sometimes the plants can be bigger than us, so it's really cool to see how like life literally happens right in front of you. Since we already have black creme tomatoes and cherry tomatoes and I believe a Sun Delight variety tomato, we're only going to do two. I could do three. What should we do? 2 or 3? Put in the comments. Should we do 2 or should we do 3 containers of tomatoes? I think we'll go with 3. No, we'll go with 2. We'll be safe. We'll go with 2. Because we have a lot of black creme tomatoes. Just remember that everything in the garden is a lesson and a journey. We never know everything with when we plant our vegetables or flowers. But once you learn the different aspects of each plant, it's always good to write it down or put it in a video like I'm doing now to go back and remember what you learned. So I'm just covering up the tomato plants, well, seeds, with some peat moss, just so that they have a nice cozy bedding. You want to remember that your plants are like you, right? When it's cold at home and you get under your blanket, you're really warm and snuggy. And so the plants want to be snug too. All right? we should have 6 to probably 8 plants growing, because some of these cells, I mistakenly put 2, so we should have at least up to 10 plants growing, if not just 6. I did use this new product that we got. It's Dr. Earth Pure Gold Pump and Grow Fertilizer. It's a 1-to-1-to-1 ratio. I got the idea from another person here on YouTube that uses it when they have their seedlings getting bigger. So I used it on these onions, the kale, the zinnias, the cucumbers. All of these cucumbers and zinnias, the cauliflower, the calendula, spinach, tomatoes, and we do have a lettuce down there. So I use it on everything that's already begun to grow, as well as over here. I use some of it on the grapes here. I've been watering the grapes every time I come, just to make sure that they have some water before we put them in the ground this week. As well as the green beans, I watered them with that fertilizer. I didn't give them too much, just a little bit, because I don't want that to speed up their growth too fast. Now I have to do 2 things before I leave today. One, I need to remove the bird netting off of the blueberry bush. I need to check on, 3 things. I need to check on the garlic on this side of the greenhouse, and I also need to put back the row covers on the row hoops that's covering the cabbage and the collards, just to protect them a little bit if I can before the frost comes tonight. So let's go do that. It's really wet over here, and every time it rains it floods over here a little bit, as you can see there. But the garlic is doing really good. Oh, I did want to show you guys, I think that's on the other side of the garden, that one of the garlic heads started to get super big and get more leaves. But as you can see, all of the garlic leaves are starting to come in more and more. Hopefully that means we're getting more growth under the soil with the garlic heads. So I don't know if I showed you guys, but the peach tree has started to blossom, which is really good. Hopefully the frost doesn't damage it. If you've been here for a while, you know that this peach tree did not blossom and grow fruit on this side, on the left side, but it did on the right side, however. So hopefully we are able to fix that this year, this growing season. And this is what I wanted to fix today. If the birds eat the blueberries, it's whatever. This is their natural habitat, so we don't want to damage that any more than it already is. So we're just gonna cut off all of this bird netting. I really wanted to show you guys that over here, this is the other side of the garden. We have our garlic, and the wind is blowing it and pushing it. So hopefully it the wind stops today because it's blowing the garlic, and I hope that doesn't affect the garlic in any way. But as you can see, we are getting more leaves on the garlic. More leaves. And I wanted to show you this. So from the bottom, the base of this one garlic plant, we have more leaves growing. I'm just gonna let it do what it do its natural thing. But yeah, I just wanted to show you guys that. Like, all the leaves are starting to grow from the base. We will be finishing up part 2 of the how to grow garlic video. If you haven't watched part 1 yet, make sure you go watch part 1. Right now, it's too late to start your garlic, I think, depending on where you live. If you have a colder season, I'm guessing you can go and try it. If you have a neutral area in your house where you can keep the temperatures low, because garlic does need a period of time to grow, and that is during the cold. So let me know if you try, and let me know how it works. I just finished doing the row covers like I said I would. Hopefully the wind doesn't blow. Hopefully the freeze doesn't damage our plants too heavily, because the cabbage is starting to get a head. It's like a small head, but it's a head, and I would love to do a harvest with the students come this month. So fingers crossed. Okay, fingers crossed. But yeah, that's everything that we wanted to show you guys today. This week we will be introducing some of the students as well as our staff and being more diverse with our content. So make sure you subscribe, like, comment. Make sure to also follow us on Instagram and Facebook at EBLLCINC. You can also follow us on TikTok at Project Grape, and we will be putting all of that information where you can follow us in the description box below. And we will see you guys later in the garden. Bye.